What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some data points, what is moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 7.3%, 522 the high, 493 the low. So things are starting to really heat up with NIO. So I'll kind of dive deep into the technicals near the end of the video, but no different than the last several trading days, we are seeing a lot of volume. So currently 53 million shares being traded within the first 2 hours of the trading day. So definitely very welcomed. And looking at the flow, it's not all just coming from algorithmic trading. You are starting to see a lot of kind of smaller players, a lot of larger institutions as well, starting to really get into NIO. So definitely very welcoming to see that. Aside from that, there really hasn't been that much in macro data from neither the States or China. There was one thing that kind of came out that was posted yesterday by William, and it looks like they did hit another very large milestone. So of course, market generally likes to see these types of milestones, whether that be demand or whatever else. So 100 million battery swaps is definitely deserving of another round of applause. And this is, again, following yesterday's big news. So the market is still kind of digesting that. And as what I mentioned in my video yesterday, they didn't have to do that. They could have just waited for their earnings, but they wanted to pretty much say F you to the market. I think some actually comments, I don't watch Mr. P, I think, or I think that's his name. But I did read some comments. Supposedly, I guess he did say that, I guess the rumors of NIO going bankrupt was kind of floating around. So obviously saying profitability was achieved is, again, another FU to the bears. Speaking of bears, shorts are returning 206,000 shares. 7.96% of the free float is being shorted. Works to be 162.23 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average, kind of in line with what it has been lately, so 0.73%. DTC still does signal that shorts are overextended, so 3.53 days. And then short score is 63.5. So I know a lot of people were really wanting some sort of squeeze to occur, but still, on a side note, you did see shares on loan really start to jump up. So it went from roughly around 98 to 119 million in the span of 2 days. And a lot of that is because institutions buy. So that is as well really proof that big money is buying. But of course, some of them kind of lend out stock. So whether you like that or not, that's kind of a good bad type of scenario. From a option standpoint, 4.1 million in calls, 887,000 in puts. 49% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around 5. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 5. So clearly that is a key pivot. With today being Friday, you do have 2,000 at that $4 strike price, 9,000 at the 450, and then 27,000 at the 5. Not to be all doom and gloom, but this same type of scenario we've seen in the past. And shorts tend to double down near the second half of the day just to ensure that it closes below 5, because they, alongside market makers, kind of have a financial interest in having these 27,000 expire worthless. So don't be surprised if NIO somehow does close at 499. But again, that's just historically we've seen that happen. If for whatever reason NIO is able to hold these levels and above 5, then you never know. You could see a nice little gamma squeeze going into next week. Right now, we have roughly around 5 transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So definitely good to see a lot of institutions kind of trading it. 2 of them are buys, so 204, 152,000. The other ones are sells. Then these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. So this is where the party is at. So a lot of institutions, a lot of hedge funds, a lot of hold numbers. So everyone and their dog seems to be kind of buying up NIO. Shorts are returning. So again, in case you don't know what that means, shorts returning adds buying pressure. So yeah, today is a very good day. One thing kind of came out is you had DBS. Unfortunately, TipRanks isn't showing the price target. I believe that they just reiterated their $4 price target. But this analyst does have a 100% success rating. So $4 isn't that great, but still, as a consensus, 603 is that price target, representing a 18% upside. So most likely a lot of analysts over the next little bit will be digesting the most recent news. And it's rather comical because NIO hasn't received any analyst ratings for any of the monthly numbers for the last 3 reports, but NIO puts out profitability and then analysts wake up. So don't be surprised if a lot of these kind of UBS, JPM, Freedom, Tiger, if a lot of them kind of give ratings over the weekend. Aside from all of that though, looking right now with it at 506, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So based on the fib levels, 505 is going to be a strong support. So another kind of element to watch for. 492 or 494 is going to be the following support. Realistically, I don't see that being hit today. It kind of bounced off of that general range as far as the low today. So 493 was a low. So it kind of bounced off of that range, but I don't see that being hit today, throughout the day or the rest of the day. So yeah, let me know your general thoughts on NIO. Getting back to the actual chart itself. So this is where we are starting to see some things really heat up. And the first time in a very long time, we are above the 50-day moving average. Back in January, so January 29th as well as 30th, we pounded at that door. Unfortunately, it rejected and kind of consolidated, but that blue line right here, the 50-day moving average, is a very big deal for growth and momentum plays. And so right now it is above that. We have not been above it since July 10th, 11th of 2025. And then you can kind of see how exactly that did play out. Right now, we're kind of getting rejected off of this 200-day moving average, so that potentially is going to be the next target to watch for, I guess, going into next week. That is sitting at 517. So as long as they can hold that 50-day moving average, then I think things should be pretty a-okay. And then even better yet, if it's able to hold above 5 for today, and even if shorts throw everything they have at it, if institutions keep buying, then I think overall, going into next week should be pretty epic. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Are you buying? Are you selling? Did you take advantage and buy during this crazy period right here, or did you kind of liquidate? As long as you made money in the end, that's all that matters, I think, ultimately. But let me know your viewpoint. Hopefully everyone has an amazing weekend. Stay tuned for my video on the weekend on a side note, where I go over some expectations. But one final thing, if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon and put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.